DTSD families. Well, here I am again, addressing you from home, just as I did the last time we were in a completely online instructional environment. I know that home really isn't where we want to be, as having at least some in person instruction is what is truly best for educating students. However, as we have reiterated consistently since the onset of the pandemic, the safety and well being of our students and staff is our highest priority. From a school and community health perspective, pivoting to the online model is the best approach at this time. Since the move to remote learning, we have received some questions about how and why the decision was made. And some families have asked when we might return to the traditional fully in person model. So, in this evening's video, I'd like to further discuss the decision making process. The first thing to understand is that there is no single metric or even a definitive formula that triggers moves in our tiered reopening model. From the very beginning, our district has said we will rely on the advice and recommendations of public health officials in guiding us, and we've stuck to that approach. For the past few weeks, superintendents from Dauphin County schools have met with liaisons from the PA Department of Health and the PA Department of Education. The state officials had briefed us on current trends and offered insight into how the administration intends to move forward. Now, at this time, the Commonwealth does not have the intention of mandating a statewide suspension of in person instruction like occurred this past spring. However, they have recommended that all schools in counties that have county rates at the substantial level, like we are in Dauphin County, move to a fully virtual learning environment until the county moves back into at least a moderate level of transmission. Now, we did not immediately move to a fully online model, as the number and percentage rate of positive cases in our community and our schools remained relatively low. The numbers we were experiencing on campus were below the overall rates for the general populace. We monitor and track these numbers every day and consult with the PA Department of Health on a daily basis. Last week, the numbers started to increase. We received notice of new positive and presumed positive cases among staff and students and worked with the Department of Health to identify close contacts and notifies those individuals to begin quarantine. Thursday evening, after consulting again with the Department of Health and based on their recommendation, we made the decision to pivot to an online model. Now, I realize the timing of this move was not ideal, and for that I am truly sorry. It came late in the week and certainly later in the day than would have been ideal, but we don't control those variables. And, inconvenience notwithstanding, it was the right decision at that time. The actions we took this summer and fall prepared us to be in a much better place for instruction than we were in the spring. The equipment and training we now have allows us to deliver more robust instruction. Our teachers have worked so incredibly hard at becoming proficient in delivering meaningful online instruction, and I am very proud of how they and you as families have responded to this challenge. However, we also realize this model is difficult and very challenging for many of our families. We understand this and are doing our best to work with families and support student learning as best as possible during this very challenging time. I also want you to be aware of an order recently signed by the PA Secretary of Health concerning out-of-state travel. Part of this order requires Pennsylvanians visiting other states to have a negative COVID-19 test within 72 hours prior to their return to the Commonwealth or to quarantine for 14 days upon return to Pennsylvania. As a result of this order, beginning November 20th and until such time as this order is rescinded, out-of-state travel for educational trips will result in an unexcused absence. Upon return from out of state, students are expected to quarantine for 14 days. However, they may participate in virtual learning activities during that time. Also, please continue to alert the school nurse of any COVID-19 related absences or illnesses, including positive cases, close contacts, presumed positives, awaiting test results, etc. This truly helps us make the best decisions moving forward related to our instructional model. So, what's next? As noted in announcing the move to online instruction, we will continue doing what we have been, monitoring the key public health metrics on a district, local, and county level, and regularly consulting with public health officials. You can access COVID-19 monitoring data yourself via the PA Department of Health's monitoring system dashboard. A link can be found on the COVID-19 mitigation information section of the district website. Our plan at this time is to resume the hybrid instructional model beginning Tuesday, December 1st. If that plan changes, we'll let you know as promptly as we can. I know the school schedule directly impacts your family schedules, and that is a factor that is never ignored. As for determining when we might be able to resume a traditional daily schedule with full return of all students, that is something that unfortunately will not be possible until the guidelines for physical distancing are removed or greatly modified and/or a vaccine is widely available. As noted in our district health and safety plan, we are doing our best to maintain 6 feet of physical distancing for all students and ensure at least a minimum of 3 feet of distancing. With our current staffing and classroom space availability, we are able to ensure this requirement only in a hybrid learning environment. Please know that we all truly desire to get back to a normal schedule as soon as safely possible. Additionally, during the time that instruction is being conducted online, only a limited number of staff are on campus. Therefore, if you do need to call a school office during this time, your call will most likely not be answered in person. Instead, please leave us a message, as voicemails are checked routinely and you will receive a response as quickly as possible, most likely within 24 hours. We appreciate your understanding and patience as well. And finally, I want to share with you an example of the resilience of our staff and students as they continue to be innovative in the face of all that 2020 has thrown at them. Hershey High School Theater will bring it to you. HHS Theater has transformed its traditional fall play, A Christmas Carol, a live radio play, into a streaming event for your family that you can watch online. The show will be offered via live stream 3 times: tomorrow evening, Friday, November 20th at 7 p.m., Saturday evening, November 21st at 7 p.m., and a special encore on Friday, December 18th at 7 p.m. The cost is $10, plus the book ticket's $2.50 fee per household, and ordering information can be found on the district website. In closing, in this season of Thanksgiving, I want to personally thank all of our amazing teachers and staff who have worked so hard this year through incredibly challenging situations and have done so with a can-do whatever it takes attitude and always putting our students first. And a huge thank you to you, our families. We know that this has been and continues to be a challenge and sacrifice as you manage families, households, jobs, many other things, while also trying to support your children's education in times when they are not able to be in school. So, from the bottom of my heart, I wish all of you a blessed Thanksgiving holiday. My hope is that we are all able to take time to rest, refresh, and reflect upon the people and things that we have to be thankful for, even in this crazy year of 2020. And I'd like to end with a quote from John F. Kennedy. He said, "As we express our gratitude, we must never forget that the highest appreciation is not to utter words, but to live by them." May we all take those words to heart and remember those this Thanksgiving season and in the days and months ahead. Thank you very much. Stay safe, stay healthy, and enjoy a wonderful Thanksgiving. Take care.